The British Truck Racing Association Championship 2014 is brought to you by HGV Direct. Genuine parts, genuine people. Hello and welcome along to Brands Hatch for the opening rounds of the 2014 British Truck Racing Association Championship. If you've not seen us before, you're in for a treat this year. We've got a full season of action for you here on Motors TV. We've got bigger names, more trucks on the grid, and the action about to get underway. One of the front runners in the British Truck Racing Association Championship is back with us again. It wouldn't be the same without him. Richard Collett, good to see you here. I gather you were planning a few changes for this year. Tell us about that first of all.
Yeah, we were building a new truck, but unfortunately it's still a work in progress, and so the last 6 weeks we've had to resurrect the old truck and get it polished up for the new season.
How much work left to do on the new one? Obviously the new one, the old one seems to be in fine fettle. It's here racing at Brands, but how much work to do on the new one?
Oh no, we've a long way to go unfortunately. As I say, we were ordering parts up and getting everything ready, and we had to draw a line under it just to get the old truck ready in time.
You talk about parts, you've got a good logo on your overalls here. They must help out with that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's right. As I say, the HGV have been very good with getting us the parts, but unfortunately it's just time getting to bolt them together. It's a very time-consuming job, really.
Well, this year's going to be a heavyweight year. Multi-champion Matt Summerfield is back. We've got loads of other champions as well in the field. Matt, how much pressure is there on you? Are you pretty relaxed about it? Is going to be another title, and are you looking forward to it all?
No, there's always pressure, but I'm always looking forward to it all. I mean, everybody in the paddock here is up the game over the winter. There's some new kit on the scene. There's some new trucks on the scene that have come out of Europe that are predominantly faster. We're just hoping we can put together what we normally do, and that's just be consistent and reliable, and keep plugging at the points line.
Well, last year's Division 2 winner is back with us. He's not defending his title. He's actually moving up to Division 1. Dave Smith, do they force you to make the move to Division 1, or is it a case of something you fancy doing?
No, for the last 2 seasons, yeah, I mean, I've won Division 2. Naturally, I thought the best thing to do is step up. But yeah, I mean, this year, Division 2 winner will be quite up to Division 1 next year. So
what's your expectation, say, for this weekend and ultimately the whole season?
To be honest with you, I haven't set any goals. It's a new truck. I feel like I'm starting again. Left-hand drive. I got so used to the old truck and the setup. I'm going to take it as it comes, see what happens.
Pleased to talk to a second-generation driver, Ben Horn. Name on the side of the truck here says Ben and Steve. Ben, obviously we've watched you racing this truck over the last couple of seasons. Immaculate rig, family effort. How much of a no-brainer was it for you to come and follow in your dad's wheel tracks?
Well, 5 years ago, Dad gave me the keys in a matchbox to the white, this one next to us now. Built it up, and eat, sleep, live truck racing all the time.
So I know he's not here to defend himself, but who's the quicker?
Well, he hasn't lost his touch yet, that's all I can say.
And any predictions for you for this year?
It'd be nice to be in the top 3 or 4. We've got a lot of faster trucks now, and there's another couple of works FIA trucks in, so we'll see what goes on.
We hope you enjoy it anyway, mate.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Well, the season was underway, and pole position, probably the only time you're going to see him on pole this year. Matt Summerfield, the championship positions from last year, determining the grid. He got away well. But Division 2 boys were headed initially by Steve Rothery from Brian Burt and Ryan Smith. But everybody, of course, was looking back at the Div 1 boys because new trucks in the mix, including that awesome Renault Premium from returnee Chris Levitt. It was Matt Summerfield who took the win. Malcolm Levitt with David Jenkins in third. So the first race of many in 2014 underway. David Jenkins third place. What's the story of the race?
Yeah, it was a good race. It was a shame it got stopped really the first time. We were away with it once, and I had a bit of a stab at Matt into Graham Millbend at the first start. He shut the door, we came together with no big ordeal. And then in the restart, there was some debris on the track, and I caught that. He just allowed him to get away, and then eventually I lost a little bit of the chassis balance and came under attack from behind. But no, all in all, good race. Brand new chassis for us, a lot of work to do, and a lot of understanding for us to get still. And I'm really optimistic that we're on the way.
Loads of work done by Team Jenkins over the winter and indeed throughout the paddock. This is the grid for race number 2. Brian Burt on the outside, Steve Powell on the inside, and very fast start from Ryan Smith up the inside, right up the middle in fact. There's not quite room for him. It's Steve Powell that leads. Adam Bint in truck 5, the white truck with the blue stripes, goes up into third place. Here's the view from Druids for the first time. It looks like a great start by everybody. Powell leads, then Smith in second position. Third place is Adam Bint. Now some way back because we have Division 1 and Division 2 trucks. These are the faster Division 1 boys. How they make up the difference is incredible. Look at Ricky Collett, fast starting, round the outside, up into second. Stuart Oliver challenging for second as well. We're on board with Matt Summerfield there on the inside. Truck number 9, Chris Levitt, the Renault Premium FIA truck, European race spec truck, but it's Keith Sandbergen that leads the Division 1 boys. And as I say, they start the best part of half a lap behind. Big sideways moment for them. Stuart Oliver goes sideways, then the other. Look at the truck control. That's why he was the 10 times British champion, Stuart Oliver. Superb truck control as through into the lead goes the newcomer, Ryan Smith. Past Steve Powell. Powell fights back, looks at the inside line into paddock. So too does the chasing truck, number 29, Steve Rothery. So we've got a Mansfield driver leading 2 men of Kent in second and third, both on their home track here at Brands. Rothery looks up the inside. Powell, I think, might have to cede it. Simon Reed is next, followed by Brian Burt. Rothery with the Union flag atop of the truck, which we used to see on his Renault Clio. Completely different style of racing. He tried the trucks last year, absolutely loved it, invested in his own truck. Now Simon Reed in red is in 4th place. He won Division 2 in race 1, last year's rookie champion as it were. So he had to start at the back. He's making great progress. So Reed from Stoke-on-Trent looks at the inside of Steve Powell. That's the correct line as they come through Clark Curve, and he's managed to get his nose in front. It's all going to be about the run down to Paddock Hill Bend, along the straight across the line. He's up into 3rd place. Simon Reed goes into 3rd, deposes Steve Powell. Still got Ryan Smith out front. Back with the Division 1 runners. There's Matt Summerfield in blue, putting pressure on Ben Horn. Summerfield looks up the inside. Ben Horn drifting wide. I think he's going to leave room for him to go through. Stuart Oliver in 7 in front. Steve Thomas in white 33 behind them. Ben Horn certainly not giving up without a fight on that outside line, but Summerfield nips across, grabs the line. Here's the view, rear facing onboard from Matt. Probably the only view that we could get any meaningful footage from the last couple of seasons where he's been champion. He's working his way through the field. Keith Sandbergen still in front. Collett goes wide. Dave Jenkins trying to cut the inside. Collett collects it up. A battle-scarred truck. You can see the damage on the right-hand side as we look at the truck, but Dave Jenkins goes into 2nd position in Division 1. Remember, they've got to get through the Division 2 boys yet as well. So across the line goes the race leader, Ryan Smith, in the ex-Andy Lovenbury Sisu. And back to Dave Jenkins, working hard, chasing down the Dutchman. Keith Sandbergen still in front. Is he going to be able to hold on to this Division 1 lead? He's got all the work to do to cut through these guys. It still amazes me how the handicapping works here. And the Div 1 boys do eventually catch up and manage to work their way through. Of course, last year we did see some Division 2 race wins from David Smith in the ex-Luke Taylor Renault this year, which is good to see. And let's hope that Luke will be back out. Some sideways stuff going on there at the bottom of Graham Hill Bend. David Jenkins still struggling to try and come to terms with the Dutchman and get past him. There is Heinz Werner Lenz in orange going through, the German driver, but it's the Dutchman still leading from David Jenkins, then Richard Collett in 95, Matt Summerfield all over the back of Collett now. Going along, Cooper Straight once again, and Jenkins is on the grass, manages to get it back on. We just caught the tail end of that manoeuvre, but Jenks was trying everything he could to get on terms with Zandberg, and it didn't quite work for him, and he was off the circuit. He's got it back on. Terrific driving skill from Jenkins. Collett still there in third place. We're on board with Matt Summerfield, fourth in class. Looking back, Ben Horn, then Steve Thomas. Across the line. These superb racing trucks never ever fail to deliver in terms of spectacle. Keith Zandbergen doing such a wonderful job out front at the moment. Here's the overall battle for the Division 2 boys, still out front. Now Jenkins is still there. Zandbergen's dropped back now, you can see. So David Jenkins through on the inside of Brian Burt. Ricky Collett goes through, then Matt Summerfield. So it looks like Jenkins is making better work of the traffic here than Keith Zandbergen, who's dropped back. Richard Collett still there in second. Into Surtees, then through McLaren, into Clearways, and this is where it gets very, very busy. When the Div 1 boys come through, the Paneltex truck of Ben Horn goes through on the inside of Brian Burt. Steve Thomas goes through as well, the Sutton Coldfield racer, nips through. He can't seem to get past Ben Horn at the moment. But now we've got a challenge on. Past Steve Powell goes David Jenkins in 69, and Richard Collett looks threatening. Collett's going down the inside of Paddock and into the lead of Division 1. They're side by side. Ricky Collett takes the lead of Division 1 here at Brands Hatch. David Jenkins down to second. Welcome back to Brands Hatch Race 2 of the first round of the British Truck Racing Association Championship. And you can see Richard Collett in the lead of Division 1. He's up to third place. David Jenkins right behind him. There's Matt Summerfield in blue. Simon Reed about to be passed. There's debris on the circuit here. Most of the trucks avoiding that. Collett rounds Reed. So goes through into second position. The race leader is Ryan Smith, the racing rookie, only his second truck race. So he's doing so well in the ex-Andy Lovenbury Sisu. It's wonderful to see how Richard Collett can see with the smoke screen that comes up. Is incredible, but Collett's gone to the wide outside line here, and he's going to go for the overall lead. The faster Div 1 truck makes the manoeuvre through into lead position. Ryan Smith still leads Div 2. Around his outside now goes David Jenkins in black. Matt Summerfield's coming through as well. Ryan Smith could well, of course, battle these trucks, but he's better off thinking about where he is. There's Adam Bint in truck number 5, running strongly still in Division 2. So Richard Collett gets a little bit tail happy. David Jenkins still in second. Matt Summerfield third, coming under pressure, and a dive down the inside from Chris Levitt. That is so physical between the two. Gets into the back of Summerfield. The back end comes around and he pulls it all back into line. Here's Ryan Smith. Simon Reed's coming through. Reed's got the lead through on the inside of Ryan Smith. That could have been Ryan Smith's win. Well, Reed certainly has the speed and goes through. Still now leading from Steve Rothery. You can see the Union Jack livery on top of the truck in second position. Boy, has this been a physical race, and out front it's Ricky Collett who leads from David Jenkins. Matt Summerfield, Steve Thomas is now coming up to have a nibble. Man-to-man combat here, or MAN to MAN combat. Down into paddock they go. The ex-European Racing Renault is behind them. Chris Levitt raced in the VW Racing Cup last couple of seasons, and he was quick in there. We've never doubted his speed in trucks. Oh! Summerfield and Thomas clash going into Druids, and how Thomas gets it out of the gravel I don't know, but here comes Levitt side by side with Summerfield, the reigning champion for the last 2 seasons, holds onto it, and Levitt, who got into the back of Summerfield's truck here a lap or so ago, is chasing him hard. Here is Richard Collett. Now down behind him, it's not Jenkins, it's Simon Cole in James Aikenhead's truck, sharing it for the meeting. Simon racing it in the first 2 races, but Richard Collett in the HGV Direct truck is coming down to start the last lap of the race here at Brands Hatch. This has been a very bruising truck racing encounter. Well, we've got rounds here at Brands Hatch, Pembrey next in May, Thruxton, the Nürburgring, Donington Park, Snetterton, Pembrey in October, the finale at Brands on the Indy Circuit the first weekend in November. Make sure you come to at least one of those. Up into Druid, Summerfield is still hanging on, but Chris Levitt trying to squeeze his way up the inside. Levitt's through into second place. Levitt second. Steve Thomas is trying to come through as well. Summerfield's going to get back across and salvages third place, but look at Thomas, look how close he is. Again, a little tap was there on the back. He looks down the inside, Summerfield's got it covered, so defensive line from Summerfield allowing Levitt to get away. This is incredible racing from the trucks. If it's that physical over third place, what's the rest of the season going to be like? This is only race 2, but the win, it's Ricky Collett who's going to take the win here. Across the line, Collett wins it. Second position is going to go to Chris Levitt. There's Levitt crossing the line now. So here's the result. It was Ricky Collett taking the win from Chris Levitt, then Matt Summerfield third from Steve Thomas, Simon Reed 2 out of 2 for Division 2, Steve Rothery second in class, then Stuart Oliver and Ben Horn 8th from Heinz Werner Lentz, David Smith next, Adam Bint, and then Keith Sandberg and Steve Powell, Brian Burt and Simon Cole completing the runners.
So race 2 for the BTRA is out of the way. Ricky Collett, congratulations, mate. Well done. What a physical race.
Yeah, I've got a few battle scars, but they're worth it.
It's tough, isn't it? Because you've got to beat your own guys and come through the Division 2 fellas as well, and you did it.
Yeah. I could see Matt and Dave behind me, and we come up across some of the lower division lads, and I thought that this is where they're going to get me. They're going to swamp me. Luckily, I got a good run through them. And I think it held Matt up in one of the cases, so that took a bit of breathing space. And then on the last lap, Dave must have been a mechanical because he dropped off, and it was just a cruise to the line then.
So more points in the pot, only the second race of the season, but a third place. That was very, very physical.
Yeah, it was, mate. We was all having a right nice race, to be fair. And yeah, there was a little bit of rubbing going on and a bit of this and that, but then all of a sudden it just really got aggressive. but we still finished third where we was running, and we picked up some more points, mate.
Nice one. We'll catch you a bit later.
Thanks very much.
Cheers, mate. Well done.
Cheers.
So 2 out of 2 for the Division 2 runner, Simon Reed. What a great start to the season.
Yes, yeah, it has. Brilliant. Can't wish for better. Yeah.
And that looked pretty frenetic out there from where we were.
Them boys, them boys are on it, like, and considering they're quite new into the championship, I'm pretty new, but and the lad with the sea suit, Ryan, it's going well, very well, and it was really tight on,
We'll let you go and have a rest now. Well done, mate.
Cheers.
Steve Rothery made a flying start from the outside of row 2 of race 3, and he took the lead as the trucks led into Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. Brian Burt slotting into second. Ultimately, Rothery coming through for third place in class behind Ryan Smith and Simon Reed. The Division 1 boys were hard at it again. Matt Summerfield taking his second win of the meeting, shading out Chris Levitt by half a second. Steve Thomas in third. Our fourth race about to get underway. It's a gruelling schedule for these trucks. And Brian Burt on pole. Steve Powell is alongside. Adam Bint is there as well. Graham Powell and Simon Reed. Down into Paddock Hill Bend they go for the first time. Round the outside goes Graham Powell. Cracking start from him up into second place. So it's the Powell boys out front. Steve leading Graham. And then Brian Burt in third position. And a fair way back. We have the Division 1 runners. Stuart Oliver on pole. Heinz Werner Lenz on the outside. Ben Horn and Keith Sandberger. Look at the pose being struck there on the outside line by Chris Levitt. Here's the view from Matt Summerfield forward facing this time. Collett gets a little bit squirrely. Up the hill we go. And it's Stuart Oliver leading on around Druids. And he's got to not only fend everybody off, but as we said in his other races, he's got to hunt down the Division 2 boys, where he leads at the moment. Keith Sandberg side by side with Ben Horn into Graham Hill. Ben Chris Levitt's going to try and come up the inside. Horn gets a wheel, I think slightly on the dirt. He's got a little bit more speed on the exit. He was at that wider line, 3 wide along. Cooper straight, look at that. Sandberg and into Collett. There's damage on Collett's truck. Through goes Levitt. Collett's over the grass. That's not going to do the truck any good at all. So the man who won race 2 has got a mountain to climb here. He's got plenty of truck racing experience. He gets it back on track, but it's still Graham Powell leading in green. Steve Powell, then Steve Rothery, followed by triple winner Simon Reed, who surely is going to go away with the championship lead here at Brands Hatch in Division 2. Side by side for second position. Steve Rothery looking for it. Here's the view from Graham Powell. Rothery's got the inside line as they head up, but he can't quite do it. Powell's got more momentum in 3 round the outside. Some very patriotic colour schemes on those trucks. So Powell at the moment heading Rothery, and now we've got Simon Reed coming up into the mix as well. Well, where do you look in a truck race? It's great for the spectators if they can only see part of the lap because they get 2 battles going past, but we don't quite know where to look, so we've got to try and keep tabs on everybody. Stuart Oliver still out front from Heinz Werner Lentz, then Chris Levitt, Ben Hall, Matt Summerfield in blue. Steve Thomas is there in 33, not afraid to mix it. We're going on board with Matt Summerfield. He's going to try and slot down the inside. Look how close they get. You can see the massive powerhouse of Ben Horn's truck there. Great view from Matt Summerfield, who goes down the inside. A little bit more momentum from Ben Horn, who's going to come across. He doesn't want to give up the place easy. Still left some room. Good respectful truck racing from Horn. And Summerfield's through. Thomas is trying to go through as well. Wonderful conditions here at Brands Hatch. I wonder what it's going to be like in November. If we've got blue skies like that, it's going to be absolutely freezing. As off goes Steve Rothery. Off onto the dirt. Rothery's back on. I think the officials will be getting their knickers in a twist about track limits. There's certainly no advantage there. Graham Powell still out front. Steve Powell in second place. Simon Reed now up into third. Looking to make it 4 out of 4 wins. Reed has the speed so far at this meeting. There is Steve Thomas and David Jenkins. Heinz Werner Lentz has dropped back a little bit. Brian Burt being passed by Ben Horn in 25. An immaculate truck. You can see picking up the battle scars. These boys really get stuck in. I mean, these are serious bits of kit, but they don't hold back. And here we go with Matt Summerfield, defending champion in blue. Down towards paddock we go. Graham Powell still out front. Then in second position, Steve Powell, Simon Reed all over the back. Steve Rothery recovering. Then it's Adam Bint going through. Now we've got the Division 1 boys starting to work their way through. Side by side for second. Levitt side by side with Summerfield. Summerfield in blue. Levitt's got the line as they go to Great Mill Bend. Summerfield can't do anything about it. He's trying hard though, and of course Levitt wants the lead. Levitt's going to try and go through. Outside line along Cooper Straight. Levitt looks in his mirrors and sees that big blue Matt Summerfield truck coming up as well. And gets across, grabs the line through and past Adam Bintz they go. Chris Levitt, look how low down that truck is. European spec truck, but he's got to drive the thing as well. A little bit of a sideways moment there for the class leader, and through on the inside goes Levitt into the lead, past Stuart Oliver in 7. Oliver's down to second. Chris Levitt through into the lead, and Matt Summerfield's going to follow through. Look at the racecraft of Summerfield. Saw the door open, he didn't give Oliver a chance to go. Look at this! How close is that? They rub, there's smoke coming off the tyres. Will this end in tears? Welcome back to Brands Hatch. The red truck is Simon Reed, who is second in Division 2. Stuart Oliver looks up the inside in the Kelso truck. Behind him, Steve Thomas is the fastest man on track at the moment, the white 33. The fastest man in Division 2 is Graham Powell, just going out of shot in green and yellow, so he leads and is fastest man in Division 2. Simon Reed chasing him. Thomas and Oliver having got through. Now David Jenkins goes through in black 69 as well. Down Hale Woods, up towards Druids. There is Summerfield in second. Here's Graham Powell. Oliver goes up the inside, but the back end's coming round, and that forces Graham Powell wide. Scrubs off a lot of speed, so much speed that the red truck of Simon Reed goes through into the lead of Division 2. So it's all changed around. Stuart Oliver gets a little bit of contact from behind from David Jenkins, but here goes Chris Levitt in number 9 looking for his first win of the season. Summerfield in blue 1 second. Steve Thomas in third. Thomas looking to take his second podium, and as he does so, still with that fastest lap. Meanwhile, Steve Rothery in 29, Division 2, about to be passed by Division 1 truck. Ricky Collett trying all he can to recover in the HGV Direct machine. There goes Simon Reed. He's going to make it 4 wins out of 4. We've lost Graham Powell. That's such a shame. Ben Horn goes through shot. There is Kees Zandbergen, the Dutchman, in 42. Chasing as well. Zandbergen in 9th position. Ben Horn up ahead of him currently in 7th place. There goes Simon Reed. Just looking for the second Division 2 truck. It's a way down. Heinz-Werner Lenz is up ahead still of Ben Horn. Heinz-Werner in the orange truck running 6th at the moment. And he's got to now try and shape up and pass the red machine of Division 2 leader, Simon Reed. Stuart Oliver all over the grass. Jenkins putting loads of pressure on him, but unable to make a manoeuvre at the moment. Reed coming under pressure as well. We just saw loads of smoke in the background from Graham Powell's truck, which is pulled off on the exit of Cooper Straight behind the Formula 1 paddock here. Heinz-Werner Lenz goes through, makes the position up, but that's not a pass within class, of course, because that's the Division 2 leader, Simon Reed, who I think knows he's got a pretty good gap between himself and Steve Rothery, who's running second in class at the moment in the 29 machine. Rothery very consistent on scoring points so far this weekend. Second in race 1, second in race 2, third in race 3. In fact, it's Steve Powell second in this one, so my apologies to Steve. So Werner Lenz in orange, the German, from Ben Horn. Then it's Simon Reed. Heinz-Werner Lenz at the moment, 6th position overall. You can see the waved yellows just on the entrance to Surtees for Graham Powell's truck as we continue to look at Stuart Oliver being chased hard. Oliver in 4th position. David Jenkins is going to try absolutely everything he can to try and overcome him, but at the moment it's Levitt, Summerfield and Thomas onto the last lap. Through paddock, there is Levitt. He's got a decent lead here over Matt Summerfield. It's going to be nip and tuck between these two all season. You just think that's going to be the case. So Levitt out of Graham Hill Bend, along Cooper Straight for the last time. Quick look back down the order. Ricky Collett has caught Ben Horn. But Chris Levitt in the Renault comes out of Clearways through Clark Curve and onto the Brabham Straight, where he'll see the checkered flag shortly. Through Clark now, it's going to be his first win. Matt Summerfield not that far behind, but down across the line. Levitt takes the win. Matt Summerfield is in 2nd place. 3rd place and fastest lap goes to Steve Thomas. There was Steve going across the line. He's going to be delighted with that. 2nd fastest lap of the weekend for him. And here's how they finished. It was Levitt from Summerfield, Steve Thomas 3rd from Stuart Oliver and David Jenkins, Heinz-Werner Lenz in 6th place from Ben Horn and Ricky Collett, Keith Zandbergen 9th, Simon Reed wins Division 2 and comes home in 10th place. 11th was Steve Powell from Dave Smith, Steve Rothery in 13th, then Adam Bint and Brian Burt in 15th.
Grab a quick word with Chris Levitt. First win of the weekend, fella, and we're in the office here. It looks like that was hard work. You raced hard.
Yeah, that was the first time we just really went from the start. With every last 2 races, we've been caught up in traffic, so we thought, let's just go for it and see what happens. So we could see how far Matt was behind. I was just trying to keep the distance, not push too hard, cause any mistakes. And it was like the truck was exactly the same all the way through, so really good work from the team.
Any more to come for race 5?
Well, we've been practicing. We've started at the back every one, so we're used to it now, so I can't see why not.
Well done, mate. Thanks for talking to us. Thanks, Chris. It's Matt, P2 in that one. Matt, more points, more consistent finishes, some great speed by the looks of things as well.
Yeah, it was going well, mate. We're doing the best as we can do, and we're what we got. But that thing's fast.
He wasn't that far ahead.
No, he wasn't, mate, but he was just fast enough in the right places. Obviously, if I was ahead of him, I could have just positioned myself strategically on the track and command the job. But obviously, with the reverse grid and that, he was ahead of the game before we started. But It was a good race, mate. There was little contact. I think everyone was behaving themselves a lot better.
Steve Thomas, another podium here in race 4. Pleased with that?
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I didn't have a very good start. I got to the almost to the back, and then slowly moved my way up and fought my way through it. And yeah, absolutely fantastic. It was just nice. It just went absolutely perfect for me. So
it's all spot on today, isn't it? The weather, the crowd, the on-track action as well.
Yeah, a lot better than we had the day yesterday. But it's just been really good, and yeah, we drove well then, and the truck was absolutely fantastic. So it was, and the weather and the supporters absolutely great.
Nice one, well done, mate. Thank
you very much.
Graham Powell held sway at the front for a long while. His truck's just been towed in, but for a while it looked like we might get an overall Div 2 winner.
Yes, yeah. He was rocking and rolling, Graham was, you know what I mean? And yeah, I was going to have to work hard to catch him up, that was for sure. But yeah, like I say, he ended up coming off, and dropped on to first again, very lucky, and yeah.
We'll see you again later on the next podium.
Yeah.
Well done, mate. Thank you.
Final race of the weekend, and how great is it to see two bonneted trucks for Division 2. Brian Burt on the inside, the white and pink truck on the outside, the white and blue of Adam Bint. Row 2, Steve Rothery and Steve Powell. Then on row 3, Simon Reed and Graham Powell. Completing the grid as far as Division 1 is concerned is Ryan Smith. And we're underway side by side down into Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. The two bonneted trucks still side by side. Adam Bint looking for it. Coming up the inside is Steve Rothery. 29 goes second. Graham Powell's coming through as well. Here's the view from Druids. We of course still wait the start of the Division 1 trucks. And here they come with Ricky Collett and Keith Sandbergen on the front row. Then it's Heinz Werner Lenz and Ben Horn on row 2. And they get underway. A much more orderly start, I've got to say. And Ricky Collett could be a difficult man to beat from the front of the grid here. Remember, he didn't finish so well after that moment off track in race 4. This is the reverse grid race, so if you don't finish so well, as long as you do finish, if you don't finish so well, you start at the front for the next race. Steve Powell in 3, chasing Adam Bint in number 5, the Volvo white of Adam Bint, Whitney-based driver, who is there and leads the Kent driver. Challenging through in 5th position in class at the moment is Simon Reed, who's had a very hard weekend. Remember, he wasn't up the front in the championship in 2013, so had to start race 1 towards the back of his group. He's had to do that in every race so far. David Jenkins up ahead of Heinz Werner Lenz. There is Jenkins aboard 69. Second generation driver. His dad Tony, of course, was a star truck driver a good many years ago now. Well, the Div 1 certainly getting stuck in. Adam Bint coming under pressure from Steve Powell. Ryan Smith is behind him as well. What a great debut weekend for Ryan Smith. Sisu looking a bit smoky, and Simon Reed trying to pick his way through. Reed's had a good hat load of points so far, but Brian Burt still out front. Steve Rothery in second from Steve Powell, then Adam Bint. Good to see Brian Burt. The reverse grid format, absolutely superb for the trucks. It affords the drivers, as we've said in the programme, the chance for some great racing, and it gives the fans plenty of overtaking, which is what they want to see. So Brian Burt it is that leads. Steve Rothery second, and Rothery looking as if he might threaten. There is David Jenkins leading the Division 1 charge at the moment. Well, the chase, I should say, in fact, of Ricky Collett, who's out front. You just saw the HGV Direct yellow and blue truck out front. There he is. Jenkins second, Sandbergen third. Then it's Heinz Werner Lenz from Ben Horn. Matt Summerfield in 1. Significantly for Matt, he's ahead of Chris Levitt. I think that's where Matt's going to be looking. Levitt a couple of trucks back at the moment. He's got Stuart Oliver up ahead of him. There is Collett. You can see already reeling in the Division 1 trucks here. Big sideways moment into Druids for Heinz Werner Lenz, and Ben Horn's going to try and get through. The back end of the truck comes out again as it comes out of Druids, down into Graham Hill Bend. Matt Summerfield needs to be careful here as well. Along Cooper straight we go, and a change for the lead. So Steve Rothery in front now, David Smith in third, Brian Burt. Here comes Ryan Smith side by side with Adam Bint. So let's see whether Ryan Smith can get the Mansfield Auto Centre rating track down. Oh, and a spin! That's the 4 times winner. Simon Reed spinning. Surely he's in the gravel. He's just behind the bridge. You can see the dust coming up. Simon Reed is out of the race. Now, will that bring the race to a close? He's out. He's safe and well. I think that a little bit of damage on the front end where it dug into the gravel, and probably some dented pride. So Simon Reed, 4 out of 4 wins. He was going for the pass, and the truck just got away from him. So Ricky Collett still in the lead. David Jenkins in second here at Brands Hatch. Welcome back to Brands Hatch, the last race of the day here. Race 5, it's been a gruelling weekend for the trucks, and we lost, just before the break, we lost the Division 1 Championship leader, Simon Reed, off into the gravel. Heinz Werner Lenz and Ben Horn, they've been so evenly matched. The former European champion. Past Steve Rothery goes Ricky Collett. Past Steve Rothery as well goes David Jenkins. Into paddock, past the stricken truck of Simon Reed. So we've got a real battle on for lead position here now. The overall, they've caught and passed the Division 2 boys. Jenkins looks to the outside line as they go through Druids. David Smith and Steve Rothery engaged in battle for Division 2. We are going to see a different Division 2 winner here. But who are we going to see take the honours in Division 1? Richard Collett's had 1 win already. 69 David Jenkins with 1 podium to his credit so far. Non-finish in race 2. He's chasing hard and he's absolutely following Collett wheel for wheel. Now he comes offline, looks to the outside line at Clearways. Is this going to result in a little bit more momentum down onto through Brabham, the Clark curve onto the Brabham straight? Kicks up a bit of dirt there. He's trying everything. Remember, the truck's limited to 100 miles an hour. Up the inside, Heinz Werner Lenz, or is it an outside line here for Steve Thomas making the pass in white 33? Steve Thomas goes through, 2 podiums so far for him, and Thomas making great progress here. Back with the lead battle. David Jenkins trying everything possible to go through. Matt Summerfield, there's Matt Summerfield in third. 4th is Chris Levitt, 5th position Keith Sandbergen. Side by side for Division 2 there. Rothery on the outside and through on the inside goes Steve Powell. Steve Powell's through into the lead, but Rothery's fighting back. We're looking at Keith Sandbergen. I think we'd rather look at the battle going on behind. As off goes Rothery into the dirt. Adam Bint, Ryan Smith following him. Here is Keith Sandbergen, and there is our new Division 2 leader, Steve Powell. Steve Rothery is second now. Ryan Smith in third place. So Ryan Smith on for perhaps another podium. Ben Horn's truck picking up more damage. Stuart Oliver is there. Ben Horns has spent so much time behind Heinz Werner Lenz. He'll learn a great deal, to be fair, but also he'll want to get past and try and pull away. Steve Thomas crosses the line ahead of Steve Rothery. Rothery second in Division 2. 88 is third in Division 2. And here comes Ben Horn down the inside of the former European champion. Ben Horn, who cut his teeth like many of the drivers in Division 2, was runner-up a couple of seasons ago in that, and he's going to put the gold truck through on the inside. He's done it. Ben Horn makes the pass, and it's opened up the door for Stuart Oliver to come through as well. Oliver can't quite do it, but that was a great move by Ben Horn. You can see the truck showing the battle scars on it. Now goes down the inside of Ryan Smith. Ryan's had a superb first meeting. Up ahead of them. Oh, and look at that, a flame out from Rothery. Flame out from Steve Rothery. I wonder if he knows that's happening. Tail happy again for Ben Horn. Masses of smoke coming out of Ryan Smith's truck, and Heinz Werner Lenz is going to go around the outside. Division 2 truck left of shot on the inside. Stuart Oliver's coming through as well and takes to the grass, 3 wide across the line. Oliver hasn't got enough momentum. Bits fly off the Oliver truck, not for the first time this weekend. Well, Oliver, one of the great entertainers of the British Truck Racing Association Championship. Here is Ben Horn. He is in 6th position, ahead of Heinz Werner Lenz, Oliver, Ryan Smith. Steve Rothery is there as well. And look at this scrap that we've got on out front. David Jenkins is trying everything to get past Ricky Collett. Jenkins, again, we're being told, is going to get a penalty for track limits. Well, he's not going to worry about that. He wants the win. He wants to entertain the crowd here at Brands Hatch across the line. He goes high and wide into Paddock Hill Bend. He'll see if he can go for the cutback on the inside of Collett. Collett getting defensive in the HGV direct truck down the bottom of Halewoods. Up Halewoods Hill into Druids. Collett goes across, left of shot, defends. Jenkins on the outside. Summerfield and Levitt are closing up now. This could be a 4-way finish here in race 5. They're all bunching up. The fact that they're squabbling over position means that we could well see. Oh, was there contact there? Jenkins trying to get close to Ricky Collett. They go along Cooper Straight again, and Matt Summerfield's coming up to join in as they go into Surtees, now into McLaren. 3-4 trucks all for the lead, and Matt Summerfield is looking poised here right at the back of Dave Jenkins, but it's Ricky Collett who's driving and has driven a masterly defensive race so far from David Jenkins. But look at Chris Levitt on the outside. Levitt in 4th position. We go back, there is the Division 2 leader, Steve Powell still there. Ben Horn trying to get past him. Bodywork flapping, that really has been the summary of the meeting. There's so much damage that's been had, hopefully most of it cosmetic. Horn goes through. Division 1 trucks swarming all over the Div 2 race leader. It's going to be Steve Powell, I think, to take a Division 2 win. But back with the race leaders, it's still Collett. Here comes Jenkins, loads of momentum. And Jenkins goes through on the inside. What a brilliant manoeuvre by David Jenkins. The MAN in black goes through, and Collett's fighting back. He's over the back of Jenkins. Collett climbs over the back of Jenkins. Matt Summerfield's all over the back of Jenks now, and Collett, he's got a punch you can see on the outside and has lost it. He was just fighting back. That was a great move by David Jenkins to go past when he did. Here we come, across the line, onto the last lap. David Jenkins leads. Remember, he's got the time penalty hanging over him, so 4 trucks becomes 3. Down Halewoods for the last time. Summerfield wants the win. He might not know about the penalty, Matt Summerfield. He could do well to sit there, but Summerfield, like the rest of them, a great entertainer, and he's got Levitt all over the back. Now Levitt looking up the inside. Too far back to do anything there. Can he do it? Jenkins down at the bottom of Graham Hill Bend. Jenkins is away. He's going to take the checker. That's going to be the important thing for him and the fans here. Matt Summerfield will take the result, though, if he knows that there are extra points for 1 extra point for getting that position. It's 10 points for a win, 9 for second, and so on and so forth. But David Jenkins on the last lap is going to take the checker. It looks like second is settled now, because Chris Levitt's dropping away. Matt Summerfield is in second, and it's almost like they've given it their all up into the penultimate lap. Summerfield chasing hard, but checkered flag for David Jenkins, who takes the win. Matt Summerfield is in second across the line, but will be promoted by virtue of that 5-second penalty on David Jenkins. By my calculations, Jenkins will take the 3rd place points here at Brands Hatch from a very bruising encounter. Well, here's the official result. Matt Summerfield gets the win from Chris Levitt. Jenkins first across the line, but 3rd place on the results. Keith Sandberger next from Steve Thomas and Ben Horn and Stuart Oliver. Steve Powell takes a win in Class 2. Then Steve Rothery and David Smith, followed by Ryan Smith, Adam Bint, Brian Burt, Heinz Werner Lenz and Graham Powell in 15th. Fastest laps to Levitt and Steve Powell.
Boy, oh boy, Matt Summerfield, you've given us some entertainment today, you guys.
Yeah, it's been amazing, mate. I don't quite know how that result's panned out, like, because there's a lot of flags out, but my number went on there. But what an amazing weekend! Unbelievable.
This is going to drag some race fans to all the other rounds for sure.
Yeah, definitely, guys. It's all you people down here in the south. It's not far up the road to Thetford, to Snetterton. Get yourselves up there later on in the year. Get yourselves to Thruxton, just across the Mickey 4, and come and see us, because this season's going to be one hell of a season.
So we're with the Division 2 winner, Steve Powell, first win of the season. How does that feel?
Fantastic, yeah. We've had a right hard weekend yesterday. We was really struggling. Found the pace this morning and then got a good result this afternoon. So.
Where did you find that pace from?
We had a big issue with the smoke box. And it was the last thing we checked really. We thought it was turbos and we found it this morning. We got second the race before, back on the pace. I'd lost 3 seconds from last year. So it was a big issue, yeah. So lucky enough we found it and we're trying with new turbos and stuff like that and it's good.
And you can take that all to Pembrey now?
Absolutely, yeah, I can't wait, yeah.
Not too far to go for celebrations tonight.
No, I'm going straight back to I've got a pub just up the road, so we're going straight there. So.
Nice one, well done Steve, congratulations.
Pleasure, mate. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
So Chris Levitt, well that was probably not what we were all expecting. I mean, we knew there were going to be some thunder out there, but tell us about it.
Yeah, it was just a bit slippy at first, just trying to learn the track again. And about 4 laps to go, brakes started to go off. Then the last lap, when I was about to go for it with Matt, got it sorted where I knew I was stronger, the blooming brake disc exploded. Right. So the front brake disc ran into Matt, then that was it really, just had to get it home safely.
But some good points this weekend.
Yeah, really good. I think 1 point behind Matt, if not the same. So, and this is probably the weakest circuit for all that truck because it's not that long. So I go to Pembrey next, that's probably the same, not the good, but then Nürburgring, that's when we should really go for it and get some points.
Okay, well it's great to see you back and thanks for chatting to us this weekend.
Yeah, thank you, cheers.
Well, here's the championship table for Division 1 after our first event at Brands Hatch. 5 races means just 3 points dropped for Matt Summerfield and 4 for Chris Levitt, who's second. Third place, Steve Thomas. Fourth, Ricky Collett, and in 5th place, Ben Horn. In Division 2, Steve Rothery top of the stack with Simon Reed second, then Steve Powell and Adam Bint, Brian Burt in 5th. That concludes our racing action for round 1 of the BTRA Truck Racing Association Championship here at Brands Hatch. 5 brilliant races, and of course we'll be back for round 2 at Pembrey in South Wales. Make sure you don't miss it.